Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at what spiritual gifts you are born with and what spiritual gifts you can acquire in your life through your meditative practices, through your spiritual efforts, and so much more. Along with that, I'll also try to include like if you go into certain careers, will they benefit you or will they work together with your spiritual gifts and how to maintain them. Yeah, so there is a lot coming here in today's video, and of course thank you to the person who requested this video, because it's just something that when I was creating I was like, oh, this is something I should have done before. So okay, but better late than never. But of course you have three piles as usual in front of you, so please make sure you pick whichever one that speaks to you. And of course, if you are not able to make a choice based on the feathers or the imagery, it is absolutely okay. You can then choose according to the plates. I'll give you some time when it comes to making your choice, and then we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, these are the spiritual gifts that you have. Whether they are dormant or active is something that you have to really judge according to yourself and depending on where you are in your life and your age, of course. Now, the first spiritual gift that you have is the gift of mediumship, having the ability to actually communicate with departed souls. Now, of course, these could be on an immediate basis. If somebody in your family has passed away, maybe you have a communicative link towards them. Maybe they visit you when it comes to your dream, or you get to feel them in your house, in your surroundings, or they visit you. So having the gift of mediumship is definitely something that you have. And sometimes, even if you're visiting other people, you get a sense about their past loved ones. Okay? And that is a very, very rare gift. So cherish this gift about you. And along with that, the spiritual gift that is upon you is the basis of emotional feelings, is the basis of spiritual, physical feelings. And this is the gift of clairsentience. So what may happen is, you may emotionally feel like, okay, maybe this is the right way. It's like you feel like, okay, maybe if I do this, this is actually going to be working for me. And sometimes it is physically. When you physically, go to a place, you feel like, okay, there is something very shady about this place. Or sometimes even if you visit somebody's place, you feel like, okay, the vibes are very negative. Okay, it's like your body feels things, your emotions give you guidance, and that is a very beautiful gift to have. Because two things, they come to you very helpful, because when you visit a place and you feel, okay, there's something shady about it, you immediately get to move away from it and you're protected. Yeah, and when you emotionally feel something, then you can make very, very wise and guided choices towards your life. So you have that gift of clairsentience when it comes to your life. And interestingly so, you have the power of being a guide towards other people, because you intuitively know what is right, because emotionally you just know when something is right and something is wrong. So then you get to be almost like a life coach towards somebody. You get to teach somebody, you get to guide somebody else's life and stop them from making the mistakes that sometimes you have made when it comes to your life. So you have that very, very strong inner knowledge. And if you use that inner knowledge beautifully, you will be able to shape not only your life, but the life of a lot of others who are associated with you. So you can very well be a spiritual guide at that. Now, this is beautiful, okay? You have the ability to work with flowers. Work with flowers on an everyday basis, like maybe in your garden. And the flower and their essences are actually a very beautiful thing to work with. So once again, Bach flower therapies. It's a very specific therapy relating to flowers which has the ability of healing. Okay, it is almost given like a medicine. So if you have that with you, and if you want to work with flowers in like actual flowers, like having a flower garden for yourself or actually having a flower store, that is something that you can utilize your skills with. Or black flower therapies, if you can go into it, that will actually have the possibility of becoming a profession for you. So look into that, okay? But this is a gift that you have on yourself. And once again, you have this incredible gift that is coming to you from Archangel Raphael. This is a gift of healing. healing in two ways. One is emotional healing, and the second is physical healing. Now emotional healing can come through, advising somebody, giving somebody messages from their past loved ones. And once again, physical healing is possible for you through just sitting with another person, listening to their story, listening to the emotions. Sometimes it may so happen that you pray for somebody, and you probably make food for them. Or sometimes, even if you like give something for them to drink, that will make them feel better. And that is a gift from Archangel Raphael to you. Just caring for people, genuinely caring for people. These could be your friends, this could be relatives, and sometimes even absolute strangers. Yeah, giving something back to the community is something that you are like, it's in you. You cannot really take it out because you are like, just the most beautiful person ever. Right? So once again, this could also involve taking care of certain family members, especially family members that belong to an older generation. And remember this, caregiving doesn't come to just about everybody. It comes to souls who are very, very rare, and it is a gift that is given to you. And remember this, when it comes to maintaining your gifts, okay, it can be maintained through tapa. Now tapa is actually, involving fasting. What happens is, when you fast, a certain amount of heat is created in your body. And when the heat is created, that is actually beneficial for you. See what happens, when a person, really emerges into tapa, then those spiritual gifts actually get multifold when it comes to their powers. And in certain cases, chanting, like japa, can also be helpful, because there are certain mantras that once again create that heat in your body. So that is actually the way for you to maintain your spiritual gifts when it comes to your life. Yeah, so this can either be through fasting, even if this is something as like fasting once a month, or fasting twice a month, or chanting every single day. Whichever you find simple to carry forward when it comes to your daily life, do that. Okay, there's no such thing as harsh things here. It depends on how much you want to develop your gift. And once again, see, you need an outlet for yourself. And that outlet for you can be art. Yeah, but once again, healing through art therapies is also possible. Now it depends whether you are a psychologist, whether you're not a psychologist. Art therapy, helping people through art therapy, helping people to express themselves through art therapy is something that you can do. In fact, when it comes to art therapy, then it is also very closely associated with Archangel Raphael. Because in that expression, healing is possible. So you can actually have the gift of healing through art, whether this is your own art or helping other people create art that will help them heal when it comes to their life. Now, yes, once again, see what I feel like, certain spiritual gifts that you have, that is coming to you as a gift from your ancestry. So please look into your ancestry, because somebody else was born with that gift. And it is almost like, this is like generationally the gift passing. And sometimes for you, especially, the possibility that this gift has skipped a generation is also there. So it may well be like maybe somebody from your great grandfather's generation had this gift. It skipped one generation or two generations, and then you are born, and you are the worthy one to carry forward that gift. So for you to maintain that spiritual gift that you're born with, connection to your ancestors is very important. And especially what happens is, if you manage that connection with the ancestor who had that in the very beginning, then that can, result in that amplification of that connection, and your gift will become that more, developed. Yeah. So once again, use, tapas. Once again, this could involve like meditating in certain ways, japa yoga in certain ways, or fasting in certain ways. And when you're doing it, try and connect with an ancestor. And please make sure you give an honorable place to ancestors when it comes to life, because they will come to assist you in developing your own spiritual gifts that is coming through. And once again, prayer. Absolutely. See, prayer is a sure way to develop your spiritual gift. But interestingly, what may happen for you, pile one, the prayers that you sincerely say for other people come true for them. Yeah, so it may so happen that you can pray 100 prayers for yourself, but they don't come true, but you just pray for somebody randomly and it comes true. Yeah, so it is through prayer and contemplation for others also that your gift really reaches its peaks, because then it is an act of service, right? See, listen, when you use a spiritual gift for the benefit of others, that spiritual gift will rise to multifold instead if you're using it for yourself. Because then you're being selfish, right? Because when it comes to the divine, anything that is done for others will absolutely gain fruit 100 times more than if it is done for selfish motives. So praying for the others, contemplating for others, and asking for guidance for others and then giving it to them is also a spiritual gift that is possible for you. But remember something, and make sure you remember this forever. Charity, serving food to others, especially the poor and needy, is beneficial for you. Because what is happening, you are born with a multifolds of gifts. And then giving that charity becomes very important for your own gift to develop a lot more. Because then that itself is an act of service towards others. Yes, so please make sure when it comes to serving others, you serve them through your prayers. You serve them through your guidance and also through food giving. Yeah, that's important. And okay, now for a couple of you, you also have the gift of astral travel. Now, you may so happen that you want to, probably go to a particular place of worship and you're not able to worship it physically. Then through astral travel, you actually dream of that place. Yeah, so maybe you dream of Shirdi, you dream of any place that is your place of worship. Or sometimes even dreaming about places of worship that you've never visited is a possibility for you. Because once again, the roots of this can be with your ancestry, or sometimes this could be, something from your past life too. You may visit places of worship from your past life because you're a dream traveler, astral traveler at that too. Yeah, so lot of spiritual gifts and very unique ones. Remember, you can come upon this anytime. Some gifts you may already have right now, and some may actually develop as you get more into it. Yeah, so if you can just jot down certain points from today's video, or if you can just jot down things little by little, do that. And specifically for this video, I want to place a request as to not writing things down in the comments, because what happens is with videos like that, I give specific guidelines, and when it comes to your comments which reveal things, they do not cover things in entirety. So please, honor this request of mine, and when you're noting things down, please avoid the comment section, especially for this video. But if you want to share something with me, you're absolutely welcome to do that. But overall, these are the gifts that you're born with and the gifts that you can acquire in this lifetime spiritually and otherwise. And as I wrap this up, I want to pray to the divine to gift you even more and to make sure that your gift you are amplified when it comes to this lifetime. I leave you here. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, these are the spiritual gifts that you have. Some you're born with and some you will acquire as you mature more in life. So let's take a look at what those gifts are. Okay, now interestingly, the gift for you is sensitivity, emotional sensitivity. Okay, you're very sensitive to energies too. So very likely many people from pile 2 are very likely to be empaths. You feel emotions, and sometimes they are not only your emotions but the emotions of others. But it is those emotions and that sensitivity which is a gift that you're born with. Yeah, so how you work with that gift is definitely upon you, right? Because you're sensitive, maybe you are able to give a really kind ear to somebody, maybe you're a shoulder to cry on for somebody, and your sensitivity actually taps you into their energy. You instinctively understand what is wrong with them. Yeah, so this is like a double-edged sword. So please make sure that you're making saging a priority when it comes to your life. You're making Palo Santo, you're taking ritualistic baths a very patent when it comes to your life. Another gift that you have is, I believe, a very unique and a blessed gift at that, because you have the gift of connecting with children. You have a gift of healing children. You have a gift of making children feel like they belong. Yeah, so you have that unique light. You are an angel on earth, let me tell you this, because if you have the ability to connect with children, to heal children or make them feel better, what else remains? Yeah, but maybe these children are very unique. So, orphan kids, kids with special abilities, kids who are born with unique abilities themselves, or special kids. Yeah, you have this ability to help them. Once again, because of your own sensitivity. So, you see how sensitivity then becomes your strength. Yeah, so in whichever capacity you can, associate yourself with kids, you will get the benefit of it, and the kids will get rewarded too. Yeah, so that is a unique gift that you are born with. And you also have the ability to heal relationships. Now, once again, you can do this in multiple ways. So, if there are two people who are fighting, the possibility that you will be a mediator with them is very much there. Or sometimes through practices like, energy healing, pranic healing, Reiki, or just your speech, you can actually make sure that two people who are fighting come together in harmony once again. Yeah, so resolving conflicts, mediation is a gift that you're really, really born with. Yeah, it's beautiful once again. Yes, yes, yeah, okay. Now, for a couple of you, and this is very rare, body therapy is there. Now, body therapy can be in multiple ways. You can actually be a doctor, you can be like a massage therapist, you can be a physiotherapist, you can be an energy healer, or you can be like a trainer, body trainer, exercise routine trainer. That is very possible for you. Now, let me tell you this. This is a gift that you are born with, but you may have to work on. And this is the gift of shamanism. It is something that is a generational gift, or it may be a gift that you acquire through another shaman. So, if you ever been in touch with them, then that is possibly something that you are going to be getting. And shamanic gift then come across with multiple things. You may have a gift of healing somebody physically, of course, that is there. Sometimes you may have a gift of reading people's thoughts, that is also there. Or in some cases, you may also have the ability to resolve certain karmas on their behalf for them, is also there. This will only happen if you involve yourself in a lot of, probably meditation, lot of chanting, and a lot of dedication towards this divine. Because this is very, very unique and it comes to very few individuals. But remember this, you have the capability of, bringing that into your life. And I pray to God that this happens when it comes to you. Now, once again, remember this, because you are born with certain special gifts and because you're born with certain sensitivities, because you're into energy healing or healing work in itself, periods of isolation for you are mandatory. Because what happens is you have a tendency of picking up energy from other people which is not your own energy. So you have to make sure you're spending time in solitude to just heal yourself. Through ritualistic baths, saging, Palo Santo, you need to have this in your life. And remember this, if you cannot do any of it, just make sure at least 3 to 4 times in a day you wash your face, you wash your hands, you wash your feet. Even that will be more than enough. So that these energy debris that you carry on yourself through your work, they go out of your life. So please make sure you're making solitude a priority for your life, and you're making this spiritual, hygiene a part of your life. And I call this spiritual hygiene because this is not just bodily hygiene when it comes to you, this is also a hygiene when it comes to your auric levels. Yeah, so please pay attention to it. And yes, the sure way to develop your gift is through meditation. There is no other way out for you. Because when it comes to shamanic gifts, meditation is like the key to shamanic gifts. So if you want to access this dimension, meditation is important. Yeah, and meditation at a very, very deep level. So wherever you are right now, if you're not meditating, start today. Start from 2 minutes, start from 5 minutes, and then build that up. Yeah, because for you especially, what happens is, see, soul doesn't belong to, any earthly things. Our body belongs to the earth, but when it comes to our soul belongs to the heavens. And then just like, a mobile requires that charging. Your charging lies in meditation. So when you want to receive that charges, it has to directly come through the levels of samadhi, of course, which are advanced level. And then, of course, shamanism and samadhis are very connected. So, just get into that, get into meditation, because that is important to, maintain your spiritual gifts. And yes, aromatherapy. Now, of course, you can actually professionally get into aromatherapy, like probably become an aromatherapist yourself, or even if you get into the business of aromatherapy oils, that will be great for you. Or when it comes to your everyday life, just make sure you have little bags of probably sage, or that will help you to, or you have little bags of lavender or herbs lying with you. And even if you're not using it daily, just place it in little corners of your house. Yeah, or use aromatherapy oils, that will be beautiful for you. But aromatherapy will actually help you and assist you when it comes to your spiritual path, when it comes to your life and also your gifts. Now, sound healing. Now, sound healing, of course, will be really helpful. In fact, the possibility that you can be a sound therapist yourself is there. So this can actually involve, like having people with you, like take active charge in healing them, of course, through, pranic healing, through definitely other meditative practices and body related therapy practices, and sound healing combined with that. So for you specifically, pile 2, you can combine a lot of things and you utilize it in your life. And not only as, actually professionally, but when it comes to your personal life as well. Because the possibility that you may have two jobs is also there. One is actually, a job that makes you money, and second is where you just help people through service. And as much as you can, try and not make money out of it, and do this as service, because then that will benefit you spiritually a lot more. Because see, if you want to actually get into the domains of shamanism, if you charge money for it, then a lot that can happen for you may not happen. Yeah, so then having two careers may actually be beneficial for you. One through which you excessively make money, and the second that you do as service. Yeah, so just pay attention to that. Of course, I'm not here to tell you that you cannot make money out of spiritual careers. You can, if that is something that you're okay with. But if you want to get into the zone of shamanism, I suggest you, get yourself involved in doing things of service. And divine healing, absolutely. So once again, you are like, the representative of the divine on earth. Through shamanism, of course, at very advanced levels, through healing by being doctors, by being therapists, or by being, therapists of different kinds, of course, or just helping people make sure that their relationships get up. But you're a healer, you're born a healer, and that's something I always keep telling you. Yeah, but remember this, selflessness is the key for everything. If you are selfless, the rate at which your spiritual gifts will evolve, you cannot even compare it to anything. Yeah, but you are clearly a divine healer that is coming through. And smudging ceremony. Now remember this, smudging can be a lot of things, okay? Now of course it could be saging, it could be palo santo, but once again saging can also be helping people remove their negative energies, which again brings us back to, Reiki through pranic healing, or body work through massages. But let me tell you, and let me repeat this 100 times. When you are doing all of this, you have to take care of your own energy and hygiene. Most important. For your own self rather than for anybody else, because you are a sensitive, because you're an empath. Beautiful gifts you're born with, and the highest possible level of that gift is something I cannot even communicate at this point of time. Yeah, so then work on yourself, work on your gifts, and engage yourself in selfless service as much as you can. So have two careers. That is the easiest way out for you. One in which you can make money. Say for example, you have an aromatherapy business. By selling, the aromatherapy oils, you can actually do that. Yeah. So utilize this in whichever way you feel like is right for you, because each person's way will be different. But these are the gifts that you're born with, and I pray that it reaches the best state that it can reach, the level of shamanism for yourself. Yeah. Overall, I will leave you here with nothing but my best wishes for your future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, these are the spiritual gifts that you are born with and certain gifts that you will acquire in this lifetime. Now let's take a look, pile 3. What are your gifts? Because you're always very unique. I'm not surprised by this at all. You have the gift of teaching and learning. And it's very obvious, because pile 3, you guys are very, very old souls. Like you've probably lived on earth multiple times before. So the wisdom that you have is a result of acquiring it in previous births too. Then naturally, even when you are younger, you're probably the most wisest person in the room. And in fact, the more you learn, even in this lifetime, the more you will be able to utilize these abilities to guide other people, to teach them. Yeah? And by teaching, it can happen through various sources. Even if you are a teacher and you teach regular subjects at school, you will still be like a guide to people. You can be a guide to people by just being a friend to them, by just being that person that they rely on, or you can actually take up teaching as a profession and professionally teach people. But either way, you are that wise person that everybody will come to for advice, because they just feel like you are their person who can help them out through anything. And this is a gift, beautiful gift. And of course, along with that, you have the gift of clear cognizance. Now, the gift of clear cognizance is actually getting ideas, getting thoughts. You will probably be like, oh, maybe I should be doing this. Or you may probably even get a message about somebody else. Or, this is the path that they should be taking. Only if they did this, they'd be so much more successful. And there are some times that you're going to be like, oh, why am I even thinking that? Where did this come from? Because they're clearly coming to you from another dimension. So that is the gift of clear cognizance that you have already. And work on it, okay? Work on it. And in fact, you'll be able to actually get this gift better, develop this gift better through your prayers. Yeah? And once again, you have the possibility to bring peace to the life of other people by sometimes just by holding space for them, by just sitting with them. What happens is sometimes a person can just sit in your company and feel so much better. Like you don't even have to talk to them, you don't even actually have to give them advice, you just make them feel better. Okay? Because people instinctively feel like there is something about you that they need. So you have that, you're the peacekeeper. And of course, sometimes this can also mean that you resolve conflicts for other people, their internal conflict, obviously helping them arrive at a decision. Or if they are having a tiff with somebody, if they are having a fight with somebody, you could actually be the mediator and help them resolve those conflicts. You're the wise person, okay? You're just the wise person. And yes, why not? You are the counselor. Now, interestingly, if you are actually younger, you may actually professionally become a counselor or train to become a counselor at that. And then, become a psychiatrist, give guidance to other people, or do this in any way that you feel is right for you. But you clearly have the gift of counseling. And once again, the reason why you have this gift is because you've lived a lot of lifetimes before. And of course, then you are like, this earthly wise master that is walking on planet Earth, and it's beautiful. Now, interestingly, you also have like a very unique connection with your environment. Yeah? So probably you are most comfortable when it comes to nature, and you get your energy through nature, and interestingly you also contribute to nature in beautiful ways. Probably you love to have plants, you love to have your own garden, you love to take care of plants. So an environmentalist in terms of your career is also possible there. But you have that nurturing energy that take care. Yeah. So once again, let me tell you, this environment can mean a lot of things. It can be, plants, it can be animals, it can be water bodies, every form of environment, Mother Nature at that. Okay, and it's a gift because, let's be honest, not everybody cares about gifts. Just take a look at what is happening to our planet. And if you're born with that gift, I salute you. And we need you. So please, just step up to that role of your environmentalism. Animal kingdom, yes, no surprise at all. So you have a special connection with animals. Probably, getting into animal rescues may be something that you would like to do, or just having your own pets. That may be something that comes very naturally to you because you just love them and they love you in return. But that is a gift. Caring for animals is also a very unique gift, because sometimes people are really, really not kind to animals. Like, it just blows my mind how people can even be cruel to them, because they're like the gentlest of spirits ever. But you're not like that. You have this special connection with them, and I won't be surprised you have like multiple pets in this lifetime. or at least you care for them. At least that's there. But remember this, the way that you can develop this gift, as we stated in the beginning, is by learning new things. Because remember, if you're supposed to be a guide, your job then becomes that much more difficult. Because no matter what, you've of course trained for this for lifetimes before this, but you have to gain knowledge that belongs to this era, that is suitable for this era. So studying for you is something that you cannot escape. Yeah, so let me tell you this, you need like a membership to a library, or you need to have like this enormous library for yourself, and different subjects, okay, not just subjects that interest you normally. Different subjects, like subject something, even if you are like an accountant, you have to pick up a cookbook. Yeah, and if you are like naturally into healing, or if you're naturally even a PhD when it comes to studies, you still have to learn, because that is your job. You need to learn, you need to study, because you have to teach others. And this is why the job of a teacher is so much more important. She or he trains you know people who are supposed to be coming after them. Yeah, kids. Your work with kids may also be really, really helpful for you, because kids, I believe, will be able to really, really pick up on your energy, and you naturally guide them. Maybe because you're so much at peace with yourself, or you will be as you become older when it comes to your life. And of course, the way you can develop your gift spiritually is through fire. Just sitting with fire, you could probably have a bonfire close to your house, if that is permittable, of course, or something as simple as lighting a candle to an ascended master, to the universe, and as for angels, and just looking at that flame. Or in certain cases, when it comes to manifestation, actually write down what you want and burn it, preferably in a safer location outside your house. And if you're doing it indoors, safety practices mandatory. But your connection with fire will actually help you develop your spiritual gifts. And yes, one thing that you absolutely need is to deep breathe. So pranayama for you are absolutely important. And let me tell you this, when it comes to pranayama, just deep breathing, if you do it for 2-3 minutes, it is great. But if you're not trained in the art of deep breathing, I suggest you do it. Take up pranayama and learn it from a teacher. Because what happens is, if you are a novice and you get into the practice of deep breathing, and if you do it excessively, heat is then built up in the body. Yeah, so please make sure, if you can take deep breathing as like doing it right, do it right. But you need to do this so that you can actually process all of the other gifts that you are born with. Of course, teaching and learning is something that you're meant to do, but something you have to understand is that you're learning yourself. You yourself are on the journey of learning to be maybe an ascended master later on, once you're done with some lifetimes, is something I'm seeing here. And remember, you're going to be getting downloads yourself. Yeah, and when you get downloads, it's like once again, through the gift of claircognizance, you just know it, ideas come to you. So when these ideas come to you, they are from the spirit world, because they're teaching you in their own way. Yeah, so once again, you yourself will be surrounded by ascended masters, by your spiritual guides, and by higher level teachers yourself, who come to guide you, and then you guide others. So it's like it's this chain that is passing through. And of course, when you're doing that, it is just a beautiful gift. So connecting to the astral realm is also possible for you, because it is only when your connection to the astral realm is really established that you are able to learn at such a high level. And nature spirits, of course, your connection with environment is crucial for you. And in fact, when you are surrounded by natural surroundings, when you are surrounded by forests, when you're surrounded by natural elements, those downloads will actually come to you at a much more rapid pace than usual. So then what is important, you need to rest, and you need to step outside your house. Yeah, because it is not indoors that you'll get to develop yourself a lot more. So if you want to make optimal development of all the gifts that you've had, spend time in nature. Even if this is a regular park, even if there are kids playing around, you don't have to worry. In fact, kids will help you amplify your gifts a great deal, because when it comes to kids, especially kids under the age of 5, they are still very much in tune with the divine. Yeah, some of them are actually able to still communicate with the divine, and which is why they're able to see spirits very, very clearly. So then, if you spend time with them, and if you can be a teacher to kids, nothing like it. If you become a counselor to kids, nothing like it. Because automatically, you'll be getting the gift of both worlds. You'll have a connection with kids, and you'll automatically be getting downloads from the divine. Because then you'll also have another person who's like a conduit for those messages to come. But remember, that is something that you're born with. And what may happen is not everybody realizes that they have this gift immediately. Sometimes you have to work on that gift. And for you, two things: spending time outdoors, spending time with kids is important. And once again, deep breathing. But deep breathing safely and not over 1 minute. And if you want to do it over 1 minute, then of course you need proper guidance for it. But overall, these are the spiritual gifts that you have from the divine. And as I wrap this up, I want to leave you with nothing but my best wishes for your future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.